Today I thought I'd let you join me for the day and see what I get up to, because I get asked a lot, what do I do? Because I tend to film Tony more than myself. You're in the process of doing these top rails, aren't you? Mm-hmm. And this is the tricky bit, isn't it, where it comes down the stairs. Good morning everyone, or good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. It's morning here. Today I thought I'd let you join me for the day and see what I get up to, because I get asked a lot, what do I do? Because I tend to film Tony more than myself. And quite a lot of it is quite boring routine jobs. And I'm not going to film it all, but I shall tell you as I go along. So join me for the day and we'll have a bit of a catch up. And hope you enjoy the video. So what am I up to today? Well, I've already started a couple of hours ago. I'll tell you what I've already been up to. I've been doing routine things. I've emptied the dishwasher. I've put a load of washing on, which I'm just about to hang up to dry. I'm going to hang that up behind me in here because it's raining outside. And I've got another load of, I've stripped off the beds, changed the bed. So that is now in the washing machine. I have watered my little seedlings and some indoor plants. I've made breakfast for the two Tonys and myself. I've swept up the kitchen and the lounge and just some general housework jobs. But today's not a cleaning day. It will be a laundry day in between other things I've got to do. But mostly I need to do things on the computer today. So I've got to do, we still run a business in the UK. So I've got to do some things for that. I've got to set up the wage payments. I've got to do some banking, pay some suppliers, deal with a couple of queries and things that are ongoing. So I have a list of things there to do. And I'd like to get some editing done as well, because I've been filming lately, haven't put so much out because it's quite a busy time of the year for us. We've had a couple of trips back to the UK. We've had some family things to sort out over there. And it's just that sort of time of year. I've been getting busy in the garden. Anyway, I'll tell you all about that. So first of all, I'm going to hang up the washing that's just finished and get that drying. There we are, washing hung up. Just put the basket back. So, I'm going to be getting on with the stuff that I need to do on the computer. I'm not going to film myself doing that. But I have taken some footage of myself out in the garden, myself and Tony doing some few things in the garden. Some other jobs that Tony's been doing. So I'll update you on a couple of those things while I get on with my list of boring things that I need to be doing on the computer. Tony's back working on the balcony. As you can see, he's removed most of the balustrades. I should imagine they're pretty heavy, but they're still up there at the moment. I think he's probably cutting them into bite-sized pieces so he can carry them down. Riveted.
Eh?
Is it riveted?
Yeah, but I can't get it because of the cement.
Oh. This is the kitchen roof here with all this moss on it, all over it. Obviously it's waiting to be redone in September. What's the problem? Is it's just stuck with the cement?
No, it's got two rivets down it, but I can't get at the rivets.
Oh, right.
The cement.
I see.
So I'm hoping they're going to snap off.
Oh. Don't go with it though, will you?
Lucky you said that, really.
Don't get annoyed with it. Are they really heavy?
Well, I would suffice to say I'm going to wait for Tone to come on, mate.
before you take them down,
Take them down. Yeah.
rather than cut them anymore.
Well, unless you want to help, of course.
They might be a bit heavy for me, mightn't they? I did wonder perhaps if you were going to lower them down. But yes, Tony Paint's coming back in a couple of days. So yeah, he can help Tony with some of these jobs. Ah, seems to be moving at the bottom there. Do you think it's just going to snap the rivet? Very solid. Hey. Oh, do you not think we could manage that between us?
These are proper wrought iron, these are.
Yeah.
As opposed to being whatever it is wrought iron, which is pig iron, but this is...
That's proper wrought iron. Okay. As people describe things as wrought iron that actually aren't, they're pig iron. Does that make it heavier?
Yeah, more dense.
More dense, okay. But do you not think between two of us we could get those down the steps? Could we get those down the steps? Between two of us?
It's easier to take them down here.
Oh, I suppose. Well, Tony Paint's coming anyway, so he can help. So how far are you actually going? Are you taking these out
to here?
Down the stairs here? No. Okay, because no one's going to fall through that, are they?
No. If they do,
although they're not regulation, they're not going to fall very far, are they? No. Okay, so we've got new balconies to go along the top part. Can't wait to see you put those up.
Yes. So, right, handrail will start here, up here.
Yeah.
Up there it'll be continuous.
Okay. That'll be so much better.
It'd have to be, over there, but I'll have to graduate my standards.
What do you mean graduate?
Well, over there, where it's flat,
Yeah.
there'd be 1.1, but over here it'd have to be longer, because the cement's higher.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see this little ridge here? The cement is higher than the steel, but at the other end it's not. Sorry, I need a little stick instead of my giant finger. See, it does it again this end, it slopes back down.
Yeah.
Ugh. So it's all a bit strange up here with no balcony, although obviously along this part you wouldn't fall very far. Might end up going through the kitchen roof. Yeah, when it gets down here it gets a bit scary. Ah, so this hole here, this
Yes.
bit, obviously has had some sort of a pole.
No, it just empties out into that roof.
Oh, it's a drain.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that will stay then, won't it?
Yes.
But then that's a drain on the higher part of the cement. That seems a bit strange.
No, it slopes from over there to here, and from over there
Oh,
to here.
yeah, I can see a little runway along the edge there,
Gully.
just a little gully. And then where does it go over there?
It slopes back this way.
But there isn't a gully on this bit.
No, but that's because the handrail was up against it.
Oh, so you might have to channel something to go onto the roof?
Maybe I fancy I put a gutter underneath here.
So that it still slopes away from the building though, doesn't it?
I should put a gutter underneath here. So it
Oh,
drips straight
okay,
off
that will be
here
good,
into
because
the
then we won't
gutter.
get dripped on. Please don't stand too close to the edge, Tone. Stop it! See, look, he does it all the more just to wind me up. Don't, because you scare me. So, there's a piece of steel along the edge of this. So will you actually weld your standards onto that?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes.
That's why you're taking this last bits of cement out, is it? I stand back here, I can get a really good before shot. Then I can show you the after shot when he's finished. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little update. I haven't had a lot of time for editing lately, so what I'm thinking of doing is editing some short videos and maybe putting out a few over the next few days, just little shorter ones. That'll be easier for me to do, I think. So that's probably what I'm going to do, so look out for those. I've made a start on my list, quite a long list here, but I've done some emailing. I've scanned a couple of French letters over to a lady who helps us with some of our French paperwork. I've paid a couple of French invoices and checked the French bank account, made a couple of payments there, so I've done that side of it. So Tony Paint has just made me a nice cup of coffee, so I'm going to enjoy my coffee and catch up with Patrick and Stuarts vlog that I haven't finished watching yet. I'll talk to you again in a minute. In the meantime, another little update. Tony's looking pensive. What are you thinking about?
Setting out my balustrades.
Okay. Oh, you're working out the bit that goes up this where the steps are?
Yeah.
Up the top end of the new bit you put on there? Okay. Ah, so Tony's chalked it out on the floor. Yeah, it's going to look nice, isn't it?
Well, not yet, but yeah.
Not yet, well. I'm sure it will do when you've finished it. Oh yeah, Tony's got some more steel work arriving tomorrow. That'll please you, won't it?
Mm.
Oh, the top rail along the normal balcony is this line here.
This is the handrail.
And then this is where it goes up the
handrail.
Steps.
Goes up the steps here.
That's the handrail.
Obviously this is 900mm from
Okay.
here to here, from the toe of your step to the top of your rail.
Yeah.
And then this is 1m 100 here to here.
Okay, which is regulation
Which is there,
size, isn't it, for balustrades?
But now I've got another rail going in here.
Yeah.
A rail going in here. And then this is the bottom of my post here.
Okay. And then are you having a little bit round the corner?
Well, this comes this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll come this way. Yeah. This way.
This way.
And then obviously in between these are not just big gaps, are they? There's bars going in between these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like rails.
Mm.
Not like ladder rails, upright ones, yeah?
Yeah. 300, but that's more than 300. So I think I'll put.
Yeah.
Go 1, 2, 3, one of those. 1, 2, 3, one of those, and then 1, 2, 3 again. One of those, and then.
So you're having about 3 bars each side of these fancy pieces.
Yes, 300. See.
Yeah. And how far apart are your posts?
2 meters.
Okay. So there will be bars, a fancy bit, some more bars, another fancy bit, and some bars before the next post. It's a lot of working out, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Well, I've come out in the workshop to see how Tony's getting on, because he's starting to make his balustrades. Now, he's marked it all out on the floor here. He's just moved those ones out of the way there. So he's in the process, you're in the process of doing these top rails, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the tricky bit, isn't it, where it comes down the stairs?
Yes.
So what are you doing over here?
And I'm bending them into the right.
Oh,
angle.
okay, so you're not welding it, you're just bending it.
And I'm cutting halfway through the material, then cutting it again, then bending it with my hands, and then making sure I've got my right angle with my.
Ah, you've made yourself
square.
a template. Yeah. So what do? You cut halfway through the steel so that, like you would with a piece of wood, I suppose, if you bend a piece of ply or something, you cut it.
I guess you would, yeah.
You sort of, yeah, to make it easier to bend.
Well, making it the only way to bend it.
Yeah, okay.
If I had oxyacetylene gear, I'd bend it with that.
So you would heat it up if you had
but
that,
I've only got limited tools here, so I've got to do what I've got
okay.
to do.
So it's sort of brute strength, is it?
Yeah. And I've calculated you go through with one small blade, one thick blade, and one small blade.
Okay. So, you bent it once and then you've cut it again.
You've got to keep getting rid of material that's inside.
Oh, I see. So you're pretty much just making a slot so that, yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to bend it.
I see. And then it's just brute force until you get the right angle. Okay, it's quite clever though, isn't it? So, do you feel that with the weld? Do you?
Yes, eventually when I've got this all in my jig,
yes.
in my plan,
once it's all correct.
with it all, because you can't weld these up unless you've got it all made, because if you welded this joint back up again, it would pull.
Right.
The heat would pull it round and it wouldn't be right. So you've got to build it all. In my yard, I've got a fabrication table, so I'd build it on the table with pegs and things, but I haven't got.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making do obviously with the tools that you've got here.
Once I'm happy with everything, then I'll tack it together on the floor. Then I've got to drill holes in this and that one over to let my bars go through to support the top rail.
So it's pretty heavy duty, these balustrades, Tone.
Yes.
You do heavy duty, don't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah, this will outlast us, won't it? A bit like the one that's just come down, that's been there for a good couple of 100 years. It's going to look very smart. What I'm going to do now is go out and film a little bit of what Tony's up to so that I can keep you updated on what he's doing. So, well, you have been busy. Tony's been making, my Tony has been making a lot more of the balustrades ready to go up on the balcony up there. And Tony Paint has been painting it for him because it's easier to paint it while it's down here than it is to get up on a ladder. He's going to have to get up on the ladder and paint that piece that's already up there. But that's already been undercoated with the red oxide. Oh yeah. So this is almost ready to be fitted, and Tony's working on another one in there. Oh, hang on. How many more? How many more have you got in here? You've got another big section there. And what's this piece? I suppose it's a long area, isn't it? How many sections are there?
Well, what's up there?
That one up there. This one ready to go up next.
Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah.
And so that's the end piece that meets up with the bit at the top of the stairs. Okay, you have been busy. So this one's all been red oxide, undercoated. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's going to look amazing though. So it's working okay now.
Yeah. Seems to be. I don't know what I've done.
Oh. Well, you've solved it. That's all that matters. Oh, I'll let you get on. Right, it's gone lunchtime now. Although I haven't had lunch yet, I'm going to do that in a minute. So, I've managed to tick off on my list 17 things. Things like checking emails and that don't take too long. Replying to emails, calls, messages. Scanning some documents and emailing those. Paying a couple of invoices, French invoices. Some of the emails I have to translate. I type it in English and I send it in French as well, so that's a bit time consuming. So yeah, I've done quite well so far. So I think I've got 6 items left on my list for today, and that'll be some achievement. So I'm going to crack on and do that. In the meantime, there's some more clips about what we've been up to. Right, there's a bit of a production line going on here. Tony Paint's busy painting. That's what he does best. My Tony's been making all these, I've seen. There's another new one just gone outside, ready to be painted. And now Tony's got something else on his bench. There's no stopping you, is there?
No.
What's this then?
This is John and Claire's balconette.
Ah.
Juliet balcony.
So yes, Tony's making a little Juliet balconette for John the electrician and his wife Claire. And this is in return for a favour from John. He doesn't know it yet, but he will do by the time this goes out. That we need John to come and help to sort out our extension to our internet for sheet number 2. But hopefully by the time he sees this, he will have already been asked about that. So yeah, it's a favour for a favour job. This is going to look lovely. Okay. Right, the second section of the railings has been taken up. Tony's got his welding plant up there, so he's obviously in the process of attaching it. It's looking good. I think they're taking up some more. Oh, he's already, I can see he's already at least tack welded it. Oh, hang on. Coming through. They're big lumps, aren't they?
Ready when you are.
It's a bit shorter, that one, isn't it? The last one was really heavy. Oh, it's a little bit breezy out here. Sorry if there's any wind noise.
Is it easier at the front?
Oh, we lost a bit, Tone. Mill's not going to make a lot of difference, is it? Oh dear. Oh, you painted those?
Yes.
Ah, this is the old part of the railings that are staying, because they would be extremely difficult to fabricate because they're curved, and because no one's going to fall through it. Ah. And so these have been painted as well. This is it almost looks black, but it's not quite black. It's a bit, when we bought it we thought it was a type of anthracite grey, but it's like it's almost like a midnight, slightly bluey black, if you know what I mean, like an inky black. Anyway, it's pretty much black. But yeah, look, Tony Painting's painted all the steel all the way along there as well. He has been busy. He's painted all these ready. It's nice actually that we are going to still have some of the original balustrades. I like the post at the bottom there as well. That's really pretty with the acorn on the top. I think I need to come out of the way. Mind the tree roots.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's easy to trip up when you're going backwards.
And on its end, relax a minute.
That's it, pace yourselves.
Few steps at a time. It's heavy. Moving you on.
Does it feel lighter, that one?
No.
No. It's only 50mm difference in size.
Morning. I'm alright, if you're alright. Oh, put it down here.
Well, there we are, that's all the pieces taken up. Oh, it's going to look so smart. Well, it already does. Wow, love it.
Yeah.
Follow it.
Put it in. Let me have a look. You want to go this side? Right here. Oh, we're touching the box, see, so that's why. So what I've got to do is I've got to cut 10mm off that bottom one there, where she's touching. Got to go at an angle, couldn't I, as well? You stay here, so I don't want to
Right. Oh, is this a celebratory beer, is it? Because you've just finished the Juliet balcony?
Yes,
Well, you've at the end of a long day, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you've done well there. So this will be set off of the wall slightly, won't it, in front of their window?
Yeah, it's got little brackets, you see.
Oh, yeah. So Tony's just going to paint it, isn't he?
Well, you're going to paint it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because this is the only way in for their furniture.
Yeah, so John said that he needed it to be able to take it off, so he can just unbolt it, can't he? If they need to take anything through that window. And it's better to be on the outside rather than inside the window frame because they're not having shutters. And if there was bolts on the inside, then it makes it a smaller opening. So that's why he's gone for this style. It's not going to wear out anytime soon, is it, Tone?
No,
It's pretty heavy duty.
I like these.
That's lovely with those panels. They're sort of a nouveau style, aren't they?
These on the front of his window.
Who is?
Tone.
Oh, Tony Paint's having some next door.
Over the front of his
How many have we got then?
We got 2 more of these ones.
Okay.
That'll do tons.
And that's what Tony wants on his one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we ended up with a few odd ones of these, didn't we? Which is quite handy for these little balconies. Brilliant. Oh, you have done well today. Look at the detail on here. It's
Yes.
actually... Yeah, it's very detailed, isn't it? The flowers and everything. Oh, well done. Cheers.
Cheers. What's your one then?
That's there.
Eh?
My water.
Oh,
Yeah, Tony's got one as well. There you go. You both worked hard today. Well, we've all worked hard today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally we'd spend Tone's coffee money around the commerce, but we're having it here.
yeah.
You're having it here instead. It's breezy out. It's lovely and sunny, but it's a bit breezy. Sorry about the noise. But wow, look. All the balustrades now finished. And Tony Paint is just giving it its final coat of paint. Let's go up and have a look. sorry if it's windy noises.
Are you done with these ladders, Tom?
This way, yeah.
That's an awful lot of bars to paint, isn't there? Yeah, I love the way it comes together at the corner there. Brilliant.
Right then.
That is brilliant.
He's a clever lad, isn't he?
Yeah. He's clever, my Tony.
He's worked really hard on these.
Yeah. But then he was looking forward to doing it because it's his thing, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, wow. This would cost us a fortune to have somebody come and make this.
Someone like Tom.
Oh, is it wet?
It dries quite quickly, Joe.
Yeah.
It's going to fall in my side.
It's brilliant. And it's all nice and safe. It's what, sorry?
This paint's going to fall in my side. It'd be nice if you could get sponsored by.
I wish I could get sponsored by Dulux or something. We use an awful lot of paint. Wow. And it's all safe. Look, I'm not going to fall off. I can lean over the edge. Brilliant. Well done, Tony. I'm well impressed.
Good.
It's actually really warm up here. It's lovely in this sun.
Pardon?
It's lovely standing in this sun up here.
Yeah.
You get a little chair up here. That's quite a good hot spot. Sunbathe.
I think it's beer o'clock.
Beer o'clock. I think you've earned it, yeah. Are you going round the Commerce Bar today?
Oh, right then, if you insist.
Oh, this is definitely the place to be in the afternoon. Look at the sunshine. Dan, you missed a bit. Look down there. On the bottom.
Don't worry about it.
No, we've got to do
No, I'm joking. I'm just winding you up.
another coat. It's just a regular, yes.
Yeah.
I'm all railinged out.
Bit bored with painting the railings, yeah. But they look amazing. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, but it's, yeah.
Very pleased.
It's all super safe as well as pretty.
Another baker. Yeah, pretty safe. Oh yeah.
Ah! I just touched the paint. Oh! Sorry! I've got a new handrail and I put my hand on it and it's still wet. I know! How silly was that? That's just typical of me. I should just wipe it on the moss. Oh, I didn't get it off, did it? This is water-based, isn't it, this paint? Most paint's water-based now. And even the little balcony's had a coat of red oxide paint as well. Looks quite smart. That's just an undercoat though. It's lovely. It's lovely to be able to get all the washing out and blowing around in the breeze. Right, back inside to do the paperwork. Oh, there's lots of seedlings in there as well that I've been growing. Nothing much popping up yet. Right. I've just managed to put all my clean bedding that I've washed outside on the line because it's brightened up out there. The sun's come out, so hopefully that'll get nice and dry. And yet another lot of washing has gone in the washing machine, so that's brilliant. Third wash. And I'm going to carry on now. I'm going to have a bite to eat for lunch, and then I'm going to carry on with the rest of the things on my list. And hopefully I'll be left with some time to do a bit of editing. Well, as you can see, I'm browning off some mince. I'm preparing the ingredients for spaghetti bolognese, which is for our dinner. And I just went out and asked the guys what they fancied with the minced beef, or ground beef as you like to call it in America. And they picked spaghetti bolognese. So that's what we're having for our tea tonight. Probably make a bigger batch actually, and we'll have it again another night. Anyway, so yeah, I'm browning off some mince. And I'm going to chop up some onions, sort out some tomato sauce. I've got 1 pack left in the freezer of homegrown tomato sauce from last year, so I'll probably use that. And of course the usual herbs and seasonings, but we're not doing a recipe. Right, I'm cooking dinner in the slow cooker. So I've browned the mince off. I've put all the tomato sauce in there. I'm going to make a bigger batch, so I'm going to chop up some onions. I think I've got a few mushrooms possibly in the fridge. Chuck a few other veggies in. I haven't got any peppers, which I would normally put in, but I might have some in a jar. Anyway, so this is what we're having for tea, and that can be bubbling away for the rest of the afternoon. Right, we're off to the compost heap now with all the peelings and empty my compost bin, which actually, as you can probably see, is an old champagne bucket. It's quite good for a little compost bin. So, this is my second secret compost heap, this bit, because my other one's full up at the moment. Anyway, let's see all those peelings and things on there. Lovely. Ooh, well, not lovely, but I'll go and rinse the bucket. Another jobbed. Right, I've chopped up some French beans, frozen French beans that I had, a couple of mushrooms I had left in the fridge, and a jar of peppers. I'm still trying to lose a little bit of weight at the moment, so this makes this a lot healthier because the vegetables don't have a lot of calories in. The peppers were in brine. I didn't use any oil to fry off the mince, the ground beef, and that's only a 5% fat. I like to buy the leaner minced beef if I can. I know it's more expensive. Meat is very expensive at the moment, but adding the vegetables helps to make it a little bit cheaper, and it makes it quite a lot healthier for me as well. Anyway, I shall leave that to bubble for the rest of the afternoon, and that's dinner sorted. All I need to do is put some spaghetti on to boil later. So although I'm not actually doing a proper recipe today, some of you will ask me what else I've put in there. I've put in some beef stock cubes. I already had tomato sauce made ready in the freezer, which was pretty much tomatoes and onions. I've added some salt, some ground black pepper, a good dash of lemon juice because that brings out the tomatoey flavours, a pinch of sugar, That's about it really, and I shall just let that bubble away in its own juices, and that'll be really delicious. Oh, some garlic and some oregano, or some crushed up garlic, and a good handful of, well, a good sprinkle of oregano or any Italian herbs. And that's my version of spaghetti bolognese. I'm sure everyone else has got their own version. Well, I've created another pile of washing up, but I'll get back to that later when I do the rest of the dinner. Let's give you a slightly different view. Yeah. So, now I've given you a slightly different view of the room of doom. And as you can see, it hasn't changed an awful lot since I last showed you. We haven't had much time to do anything in here. I have sorted out a few more things and decluttered a little bit, but that's about it. But very soon, Tony's going to be making me a huge storage solution along this wall. So I shall be filming that and showing you that. And we'll be much more organised in here. Anyway, on with the paperwork. Right. Tony Paint's just made me a lovely cup of coffee. That's usually my job, but I've been in the office most of the day. So thank you, Tony Paint. And I thought I'd just got to the end of my list, only I've just gone through it and realised there's one thing I haven't done, but it's only going to take me a few minutes. So that's the last one I've got to do. And I've just counted up, I have done 27 tasks. So there will be 28 by the time I've done that one. Haven't done any editing yet. It's getting later. At the moment it is 3:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, I might get a couple of hours editing in before dinner. I might just have a little break and sit in the garden with my cup of coffee. So yeah, I've achieved a lot today. So I have ticked everything off on my list apart from editing. So I'm going to do a little bit of that this afternoon. I shan't be doing any more filming. Hope you've enjoyed spending this day with me. I hope it hasn't been too boring for you. And we'll see you on the next vlog. And don't forget, I'm going to possibly put out 2 or 3 shorter vlogs over the next few days to catch up a bit, because I haven't put much out lately. It's 20 to 4 now. I've managed to achieve quite a lot today, so I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to do some editing in a little while, finish my cup of coffee, and tomorrow will be another, you might call it a typical day. I don't go to the Mary every day, but I should be going to the Mary. I don't go to the insurance office every day, but I should be popping to the insurance office, which is opposite the Mary. And this is for the Jeep number 2. We're waiting for the quote for the insurance and for that to be set up, and we're waiting for the form back signed by the mayor to say that I've notified him, which is what you have to do over here. But we've already got our first booking on Jeep number 2. That's brilliant. So one weekend we've got both Jeeps booked out, so it looks like it's going to be a busy year. Anyway, I've enjoyed being with you today. I hope you've enjoyed being with me, and we'll see you soon. Please click like if you've liked. Please click subscribe if you haven't, because we're getting very close to that 6,000 now. And look out for maybe a few shorter videos in the next few days or so, because there's things I've filmed that I haven't put out yet. So it'll be recently filmed, but it gives me more of a chance of putting a vlog out if I perhaps make them a little bit smaller, because it's been busy lately. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.